Howdy heretics, I am goat-like personality from Norway. I'm a goat farmer and apostate, and what you see in the background is where I buy farm supply. For me, this is not a paradise. It's where I buy farm supply. If I turn other direction, you see where I live. It's a pretty nice place. So other people visiting me think this is a paradise, but I'm spoiled because I'm used to have a view in all directions of beautiful mountains and fjords and shit like that. Question is, if I grew up in paradise, the Jehovah Witness paradise, would I know it was a paradise? I never understood why people said Norway is so pretty. I just thought it was normal. And then I went to England. Terrible place. No, I'm kidding. I went to a place called the Lake District. It's very cute. Very Norwegian. All the words were Norwegian. And I was thinking maybe I should move here because it's such a nice place. And then I realized I'll live a place that's slightly prettier than the Lake District in England. Also, it's cheaper, so I can afford it. But the point is, if you grow up in a Jehovah Witness paradise, you're born in the so-called Jehovah Witness paradise. It's not a real thing, but let's pretend. Why would you automatically assume that every child would turn out to be one of Jehovah Witnesses? First of all, the paradise is nice before Armageddon. If you would try to convince me that, oh, this beautiful paradise is only thanks to God killing all the people that used to ruin Earth, I would say, how did they ruin Earth? Wasn't Earth pretty before? And if they ruined Earth, why did they ruin Earth? Was it because they were evil or because they didn't know better? If a child ruins the carpet, is it the evil child or is it the fact that the child don't know better? Well, the answer to that would be, did God ever give mankind some kind of declaration that everything you build on this planet should be aesthetically pleasing? The Bible doesn't say that a shop that sells farm equipment must be aesthetically pleasing. So therefore, there's really no reason for Jehovah to kill the person who builds a shop for farm equipment that's not aesthetically pleasing. That would be murder. Murder is wrong. You shouldn't kill someone just because you don't like his house. If you should do that, then I would have to kill a lot of people in Norway. So, why would a child that grew up in paradise assume that paradise is thanks to Jehovah? He would be like a spoiled Norwegian that just assumed that the sea should be blue, the sky should be blue, and everything should be nice. And you tell him, well, everyone else believes in Jehovah, therefore it must be true. That is a really bad argument, so I will not go into that. But if he then would ask, why is the reason that everyone else believes in Jehovah? And he said, well, that's because we killed everyone that disagreed with us. Why did you kill everyone that disagreed with us? As we know, murder is wrong. Then the Jehovah Witness in paradise would explain to the poor paradise kid that, well, there was a moral argument between Jehovah and Satan. You cannot hear Satan's version of the story, but the thing is, God claimed that he can rule mankind because he has the moral superiority. And then, if you disagree with him, he will kill you. Well, if you have the moral superiority, you don't really need to kill people. It's kind of the opposite of having the moral superiority. If you lived in Germany in the 1930s, you could be arrested and murdered by Hitler because Hitler had power. It didn't mean that Hitler was a moral person. So if I would kill someone because they disagree with me, if I would be Jehovah and do such thing, it doesn't prove me right. If that's what he wanted to do, he could have done it in the Garden of Eden. There would be fewer witnesses. So if I grew up in a Jehovah Witness paradise and God is invisible and everyone agree about everything and things working fine, yeah, but there's still no reason why a child should come to the conclusion that Jehovah is real. Just because people say so. And they say, well, the old system was terrible. Terrible! Why was it terrible? Well, we don't remember because God wiped away every tear and we will no longer remember the thing that has been. Well, if we don't remember the thing that has been, we can't remember all the bad things. Well, how do we then know that it was bad if we forgot it? Then the whole experience, 6,000 years of proving that Jehovah is the only guy that can rule this planet and make it pretty. Why? If we forget about it and then they say, well, we can remember the good things, those that has been resurrected. Well, how have you been resurrected? Well, God took a lot of molecules, put them in order, used the DNA, and created a replica of your body. That is not you. That is a clone that think he is you. According to the Jehovah Witness recipe for resurrection, that God takes your DNA and makes a replica, and then he downloads your memories. That is not you. That is a clone that think he is you. So there will be no resurrection. Even if the Jehovah Witnesses religion is true, there would not be a resurrection. But when he download the memories, maybe he download a lot of memories that Satan is an asshole. So the reason why everyone in Jehovah Witness paradise believe that Jehovah God is a moral person and the only person that can rule this planet is because the memories was downloaded by God. He's handling the evidence. So what we know we're in paradise, and everyone says that the paradise used to be less paradisiatic. Yep. Why? It was God who created the planet. It doesn't make any sense. And then you have the Jehovah Witnesses say that we all have to follow these rules. Well, what happens if you don't follow the rules? Well, you'll be stoned to death. So why should I serve Jehovah if I got born into Jehovah Witness paradise? Because otherwise I would be stoned to death. That is not paradise, that is North Korea. So even after 6,000 years of suffering, the only thing Jehovah, if the religion was true, it's not, but the only thing that Jehovah could prove is that he's capable of killing everyone that disagree with him. Why is he capable of killing everyone that disagree with him? It's because he created everyone with less power than him. Imagine if I were the only human on the planet and I was almighty and I felt lonely and I thought, let's have someone here to keep me company. Then I would create someone kind of like myself, not a replica, but someone like myself. But let's say I was almighty, I was in this universe, and I decided let's create someone in my image, but smaller, weaker, and with the obligation to worship me, and if he doesn't worship me, I will kill him. That is not the attitude of a healthy God. My God, Almighty Bob, would never do such thing. So yet again, if you're a Jehovah Witness watching this, can you please explain this to me? Because I grew up as a Jehovah Witness in the old system. And I don't believe in the religion because it doesn't make any sense. But let's say that I grew up as a Jehovah Witness in the new system. God's invisible. The Bible still contradicts itself. The only reason why there's peace is because there's an ongoing process of stoning children to death that doesn't believe in their parents' religion. There's no evidence that the old system was wicked because God tempered the evidence. And the only reason why he's able to kill everyone is because he reserved himself the right to be stronger than everyone else. So imagine that. Jesus Christ, according to Jehovah Witnesses, was created by God. And then he chose to serve God because he could see his nice qualities. So Jesus did not have a childhood. He was created, so there was like this: no Jesus, no Jesus, no Jesus, Jesus. He appeared. He appeared when God said it's time to appear, with a fully developed brain and a moral compass. So it's something like this. I'm Jesus now. Hello, I'm Jesus. I serve God because God is great. From the first second of Jesus' existence, he served Jehovah God. Can you imagine that? That I don't exist, I don't exist, I don't exist. God is great, God is great, God is great, God is great. It's almost like he was programmed to serve God. Because the other alternative would be that God created Jesus and Jesus went on rumspringen. He ran around in the universe and did what a young Jesus would like to do. Maybe he created a galaxy with only boobs. Maybe he created an intergalactical strip club. Maybe he probably did mushrooms, you know. And then after a few billion years of rumspringen, he came back to Jehovah and said, nah, actually I want to be a Jehovah Witness. I would like to do what you tell me to do and never disagree about anything for the rest of eternity. That would be freedom of choice. But if Jesus just appeared and in the first second of his existence, he just said, God is great, God is great, God is right about everything. I haven't seen anything. I have seen very little up until now. I just existed for 10 seconds. But I know in every imaginable situation in the ever-existing universe, in every situation, he will be right about everything. That is not free will. That is programming a robot that don't know it's a robot. So yet again, if I was born as a Jehovah Witness child in the Jehovah Witness paradise, there's no theft. Why? Because people don't want to steal? Or because God kill you if you steal? Well, I guess there will be evidence laying around of Armageddon. Your broken tanks, fallen buildings, skeletons, all that stuff. So as a Jehovah Witness child, I would know that Armageddon was real. But I wouldn't know that Satan was real. I wouldn't know that the Bible was real. I wouldn't know any of those things. I would only know that Armageddon was real. And the reason why you don't steal is because you might get killed. And the reason why you worship something invisible is because everyone else does. But it doesn't make it right. Look at this. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful right here, right now. And if you can't appreciate this, then you will not be happy in paradise either. Look at this. I have to remind myself every day that I live in paradise, because when I see this, I think salt. Salt that comes to my car and make it rust. If you don't appreciate paradise, you will never appreciate it even when it's right in front of you. So, what paradise is in front of you? I guess there's something. And if you know how to appreciate that a little bit more every day, you will be happy right here, right now. Because the witness paradise isn't real, but even if it was real, even if the Jehovah Witness paradise was real, there's one thing they never tell you. If the Jehovah Witness paradise was real, all of your neighbors would be Jehovah Witnesses. And that's not a paradise. So Now I'm gonna go and find my car, buy some farming equipment, and enjoy life. So, see you in paradise. Like and subscribe, that makes me happy. And leave a comment, explain this to me. Why would I be a Jehovah Witness? Why would I believe in the religion if I was born in paradise? I would probably just be a spoiled Norwegian in paradise, like I am right now. See you in paradise.